This is going to get me in trouble. The WNBA is never going to get numbers like the NBA. It's just not going to happen. And that's okay. That's not a sin. It's not a competition of the WNBA has to be as good as or better than the NBA. No, that's not true. Could it one day? Sure. It could. But it doesn't have to be. But at the same time, you can't come on and complain that Sue Bird doesn't make what LeBron James does. It's a ridiculous argument. There was a post on the Global Women's Sports Radio Facebook page that I didn't see because I don't follow their page, but a friend of mine, friend of the show, Kazim Rahman, fellow comedian, posted about it. And I thought, you know what? This would be a good topic to discuss. Let's talk about the WNBA and the NBA and the discrepancy in the pay scale. So, on your left on your screen is Sue Bird. On the right is LeBron James. Now, on the left, Sue Bird had 17 seasons has played 17 seasons in the WNBA. LeBron James has played 17 seasons in the NBA. On the left, Sue Bird has 4 WNBA championships. On the right, LeBron James has 4 NBA championships. On the left, Sue Bird makes $215,000 a year. LeBron James makes $37.4 million a year. Sue Bird's bonus for winning the 2020 WNBA Finals was $11,356. LeBron James' bonus for winning the 2020 NBA Finals was $370,000. We have to start this discussion with revenue generated. You can't just go, well, this person did this thing for as long as that person did, and they had the same results in their given league or field or whatever. So it's unfair that she makes less. But how much revenue is Sue Bird generating for the WNBA? And how much revenue is the WNBA generating as a league? When you look at what LeBron James means to the WNBA, to the NBA, I'm sure that Sue Bird means just as much to the WNBA. Okay? But let's talk about television revenue. Let's talk about ticket sales. Let's talk about in-game revenue. Let's talk about jersey sales. Let's talk about all of those things that generate revenue that LeBron James does. If I were to Google, let's see, WNBA television contract details. Let's just see what pops up. The WNBA receives $25 million annually from its television deal. That's from ESPN, about $2 million per team. In comparison, the NBA earns $2.6 billion annually from ESPN and Turner Sports. So you're literally talking about $25 million versus $2.6 billion as leagues. So yes, if you're generating $2.6 billion just in TV revenue, not ticket sales, not anything else, just TV revenue, you're going to make more than someone or some league that's generating $25 million and the people that are in it. Now, I want you guys to know, I was raised by a single mom and a sister. You'll be hard pressed to find another guy that's as adamant about fair and equitable opportunities for females in the workplace. I watched my mom get chased. Well, I didn't watch, but I watched in horror as my mom tried to make her way through the glass ceiling of the corporate world. She would tell me stories about how her bosses, men, would chase her around her desk trying to grab her ass. She would make a third of what the other men in her company at the same position did, she did twice the work and had twice the results as these same men. So when I tell you I understand it from watching Jenny's mom go through it. I would see her come home frustrated. I would see her come home upset. I would also see her mad and determined to correct it and be successful. But that's not what this is. This is not everything equal except the pay. If my mom working at this company, it was a commercial real estate company. If my mom was working at this company and generating $1 million in revenue, and her counterpart who was a male was generating 10 million in revenue, my mom couldn't be complaining that he gets paid more. Now, if my mom was generating 10 million in revenue and he was generating 1 million in revenue, but he was getting 200K a year and she was getting 70, yes, that's the problem. But this, and I empathize, I sympathize and empathize with the struggle of playing in the WNBA and the money not being there. But what you need to talk about is the support that the WNBA has. If the WNBA pulled the same numbers, if the WNBA pulled the same share, if they had the same viewership, if they had the same turnout in the stadium, then you would have an argument. But this is just not a valid argument. You can't just, and look, I don't want to upset people, but you can't just say it's not fair because he's a man and I'm a woman. You can't just say that. There has to be a legitimate foundation for the argument. It's not just, well, he's a man. Now, if you want to talk about the USA soccer teams, the female soccer team versus the male soccer team, I'm with you. That's such bullshit. Joel and Nick and I talked about that on The Usual Suspects a while back. We bitched about it. We argued. We talked. Like, it's a legitimate issue that the men's soccer team sucks the most dicks. And they get paid way more than the females do. And the result is there, right? The on TV. No one watches men's soccer. Everybody watches the ladies. The results are there. That's the inequity in sports. But this WNBA versus NBA, this ain't it. So as much as I want to support the Global Women's Sports Radio Facebook page and tell them that they're doing a great job, this ain't it. You're talking about the most recognizable sports face possibly on the planet right now in LeBron James. One of them. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be 100% honest with you folks. If I didn't do this every day and have to look at ESPN and go, oh, and then I would have no idea who Sue Bird was. No clue. If I'm just regular Joe sports guy, if I'm just watching sports like I would normally watch sports and not doing research and coming up with talking points and articles and going a little bit deeper than I normally would have to, you could put a picture in front of me of Sue Bird. I'd be like, who's that? I would have no idea. But if you put a picture of LeBron James in my face, I would know who that is. That's the difference. And it's not LeBron's fault, and it's not men's fault, it's not women's fault. It's the supporters of the product. If you could get as many eyes on the product, then I think the money would be there. PK said WNBA needs better marketing and advocates. Better equity will follow. And I agree with that. And PK, look, I don't watch a lot of WNBA. This is going to get me in trouble. I just don't think that the product is as good. Not for me. Not for me. It's not my cup of tea when I watch basketball. But I can say the same thing about soccer. I don't want to watch the U.S. men's national team. I'm not even a big soccer fan, but I don't want to watch those dudes. But you put the U.S. women's national team, I'll watch. It's literally the only soccer I watch is the U.S. women's national team when they play. That is it. I don't really watch local MLS, what a Bundesliga or whatever the fuck kind of weird ass Euro name they have for whatever weird ass Euro soccer league goes on across the pond. I don't watch none of that shit, but I'll watch the U.S. women's national team. That's the soccer I want to see. But the WNBA for a product, for me, if I'm just being honest, when there's the NBA, it's almost like watching the UFC and then watching Bellator or other it's just not the same level of fighting. I mean, we're talking about the best players in the world, regardless of sex, regardless of gender, are in the NBA. So anything else is going to be an inferior product. Just like in the UFC, anything less than the UFC, for the most part, there might be a fighter here and there, but the product is going to be inferior. Baseball, for me, remember when we were starved for sports and they were like, oh, the Korean baseball league. I turned it on. I was like, no, thank you. The best players in the world are in Major League Baseball, in the MLB. That's the product I want to watch. So again, I think you have to go after your market. The WNBA is never going to get numbers like the NBA. It's just not going to happen. And that's okay. That's not a sin. It's not a competition of the WNBA has to be as good as or better than the NBA. No, that's not true. Could it one day? Sure. It could. But it doesn't have to be. But at the same time, you can't come on and complain that Sue Bird doesn't make what LeBron James does. It's a ridiculous argument. It is ridiculous. Shock said the WNBA total revenue in 2018 was $60 million. Total revenue for the league was $60 million. And 25 of that came from the TV deal, I'm guessing, or close to it. I mean, it's right there. And while I wanna plant my flag and die on this hill with the rest of the WNBA fans, I just can't. If I'm being honest, it's I don't like the product. And it just doesn't generate the revenue. The Reverend said Sue Bird makes more than LBJ based on revenue. Well, there's that. If you look at percentages of revenue made, there is that. I didn't realize that. That's interesting. You just can't come in and say that. It's not pointless. Let me tell you something. Now, I'm not mad at you, White Magic. Don't worry. But I think it brings up a good point. Because there are some men that are just like, it's just a bunch of broads out there and they just running around and go make me a sandwich. Not you, White Magic. I'm just saying there are dudes like that. But let me tell you why the WNBA is good and is necessary and is needed. Because it is. I don't want to see the WNBA go away. I don't want to see it fold. I think that the WNBA does a great job because they give hope to females, young female athletes all over the world. They get to watch someone like them on TV play a sport and get paid to do it. There's not a lot of that for females if you think about it. There's gymnastics every 4 years. There's who's beach volleyball? It's the most, to me, it seems like to be the most popular and accessible female sport. And and I get it. The U.S. women's national team, very popular. Tennis, okay, great. That's a good one, Virginia Buttonweed, a very good one. But I can't think of too many other sports where you can watch a female athlete do something that you would want to do on a regular basis and see them succeed at it and see them be successful and have stars and heroes. So don't say that it's pointless, White Magic and other dudes. It's not pointless. It's very much needed. And I applaud them for doing it because there are tons of women, there are tons of young ladies at home watching that going, you mean I can do that one day? Yes, you can.
What's up, you dirty deckhead? Hey, thanks for checking out the show. I appreciate it. If you like what you saw, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. That way you'll find out when I go live. Speaking of going live, Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 p.m., right here on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/barryisfunny. It's Barry on deck. I do it every day. Come check it out. Tell a friend. Also, I left you some other shows to watch over there, so go check them out. I'll see you on the show.